Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
All of our guests today, including Brandon Astle, voice of the Abbotsford Canucks, standing by, brought to you by our title sponsor, Jeremy Dodd and Company, Able Auctions, ableauctions.ca. Abbotsford eliminates Texas in 6 games. The Canucks advancing to the Calder Cup Final. It starts Friday in Charlotte against the Checkers Farm Club of the Florida Panthers. Brandon Astle joins us now for his regular hit once a week on Donnie. We're going to start paying you, buddy. How are you doing?
Yeah, Donnie, I think it's been 2 weeks to the day. I was going to send out a welfare check to make sure you guys are doing all right.
No, we're fine. We're sending you a check. You're headed to Charlotte, North Carolina. When's the last time you were there?
I've never been to Charlotte. I've been to Raleigh, North Carolina, back in my Abbotsford Heat days when we played there for a game. But I've been doing some homework. I even asked some of the players who've been there after we won on Sunday, and they rave about Charlotte. They said it's a great town. Aidan McDonough's playing there, and he has some solid reports apparently, telling his old teammates how fun it is. So it's about the same weather we're getting now. So it's going to be nice to hang out there for a couple days.
What's this run been like for you? For people who don't know, the AHL playoffs includes 5 playoff rounds versus the NHL's 4.
Yeah, Donnie, for me, so a fun fact, I called 1 playoff game all of last year. So now I've done 18, and it's just been an incredible run. And it was almost over after the 3rd game, right? It was a winner-take-all in the opening round against Tucson. Abbotsford was the only 2 seed in the entire AHL that had to play in the first round. The others got byes into the second. And I think Abbotsford kind of just got rolling from there. It was good to kind of face that adversity early on. They go in and face Coachella Valley in the next round. The 2-time defending Western Conference champions, they take them out in 4. And then they got to face Colorado, who is one of the best teams all year. They have a great rivalry. The Canucks and Eagles do. That one goes a distance, and they blanked them 5-0 in that game as well. It's just been amazing to see what this team has been able to do in high-pressure situations, leveraging a lot of their young players as well, getting a lot of minutes in big situations, and then obviously having the Terminator in net, Artur Shilov's just been phenomenal what he's been able to do during this entire run. And I mean, it's June 10th and still got another series to go. So life is pretty good for the Abbey Canucks.
What was that atmosphere like Sunday at Abbotsford Center?
It was one of the most craziest atmospheres I've ever been involved in. Like I said to Landon Ferraro, my color commentator, like I had a headset on and I couldn't even really hear him when he was talking, especially in the 3rd period when the Canucks took the lead on the go-ahead goal by Max Sasson. You still get chills every time Donnie's seen a towel swinging in the air. The fans are getting into it. They're coming up with all sorts of chants, some Bronx cheers for their goaltender Hellberg. A lot of Artie chants for Shilovs. Manny Malhotra got his name chanted near the end of the game. And the "We Want the Cup" one really got my the hair stand up on the back of my neck, because hearing that for the first time in that building just kind of took me back for a few seconds. And the fans have just done an amazing job giving this team some energy throughout the entire playoffs and have made it a real tough building for the opposition to play in. And I'm sure it'll be taken up a notch here when the team hosts games 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, you mentioned a player there. One of my boys went to the game on Sunday. He felt Max Sasson was the best player on the ice. He leads I think I've got this right, leads the American Hockey League playoffs in shots with 57 in 18 games, 4 goals, including the one on Sunday. How impressive has he looked, Brandon?
He's usually the best skater, or at least the most noticeable on a night-to-night basis, Donnie. So Quinn's definitely bang on with that. The one thing that I continue to bring up on the broadcast, sometimes when a team's on a power play, you know how they do the whole drop pass thing, and sometimes it doesn't work. Max will just take the puck himself and skate it in with ease and set it up. Like, that is just such a weapon to have with his speed and what he's able to do. Keeps the defenders on their heels a lot. He's rounded out his game so well. Like when he joined the Abbotsford Canucks out of Western Michigan a few years ago, like Jeremy Carlton put him in the top 6 and he has not left, to his credit. Like usually young players go through it a bit in the AHL. They got to get their feet wet. They're playing against bigger guys, more experience. It's just natural to kind of go through that progression, and we'll hit a wall from time to time, I should say. And Max just hasn't hit that wall, and that's a testament to the work that he's put in off the ice, like in practice, on the ice, in the video room, and is translating to games. Like this is a guy that, like someone like Archie Baines, had a tough road to get here. Undrafted, got cut a couple times in junior. Wasn't sure where his career was going to go, and then when he latched on in the USHL, he really was able to find his stride, and thought that he can maybe make a run of being a professional, and eventually gets to the NHL this season. And I think that he's really put himself in a good position to become a full-time NHLer soon, because it's not just the speed; he does a lot of things well, and is definitely a go-to player for this Canucks team.
Brandon, you referenced the Artie Party chants happening at Abbotsford Center the other night for Artur Celas. Describe his series. 12 wins now, obviously, for Artur Celas as the starting goaltender for Abbotsford in the playoffs. How was his series, though, against Texas? How did he look?
Yeah, started off amazing. Texas didn't really have an answer. Obviously, the Canucks come out of the gates with a 2-0 series lead, but you just had a feeling like Texas just has too much skill to be kept off the mat. And to their credit, they really found something when the series shifted back to their rink in games 3, 4, and 5. Artie still played very well there, but at the end of the day, the offense just was able to find their stride, because they were awesome in the playoffs leading into this series against Abbotsford. They have the rookie of the year. They had the top goal scorer in the entire AHL. And they also got some guys on the back end like Capobianco, who puts up a ton of points in the AHL. So they were able to get to him a little bit, but at the same time, Sheilah's made some huge saves to keep his team in it, especially when Klimovich scored that OT winner in game number 4. And then in game 5, he allows just 2 goals. The Canucks were able to just get 1, so not really his fault there. And then he comes back home where he's been spectacular all year, and only allows 2 goals, and puts his team in a position to win. So starting to run out of questions for Manny Malhotra in our pregame interviews. I don't know what to ask him anymore about Shelovs. I've asked him about what he does off the ice, the personal side. So I'm just trying to come up with questions here. When we
Ask
when I
Manny
talk
about
to him.
Dallas.
I'm not going to do that. He's focused on this playoff run, Donnie. Nice try. Yeah, it's just going back to Artie. It's just been remarkable to see just how calm he is between the pipes. He just has that perfect demeanor for a goaltender that has a lot of eyes on him, and definitely will probably be another X factor here in the Calder Cup Finals.
I want to talk to you about Jujhar Khaira. He gets the tying goal the other night, 30-year-old from Surrey, traded to Abbotsford in March. He was a standout when I saw Abbotsford in March. I was at a game there in Abbotsford. What do you think he's meant, though? Veteran presence, all of that. What do you think he's meant to the group since he came and joined Abbotsford?
Yeah, it's meant everything, Big Ryan. How about the night of the Surrey boys stepping up
I
in Game
know.
6? Baines with 2 goals, Jujhar Khaira with the game tire. That was just so
And I'm
cool
co-hosting with Donnie for 2 days. See, Surrey is shining through.
I love it. And hopefully it keeps shining here in the next round. But back to Jujhar, like what he brings to the locker room on a day-to-day basis, and the veteran experience that he can provide to the youngsters has been invaluable. Like that's the guy that's been there in the NHL. Like he's played against the Sedins. He's played for multiple organizations, knows what it takes to make it to the big leagues, and is still someone that's putting in the work, hoping to get back up to the NHL someday. And I can't say enough about the veteran leadership that he's brought to the team. Obviously, he doesn't have an A on his sweater, but you just know that he's one of the leaders in that locker room, and can be relied upon in any situation to play. And what a trade by Ryan Johnson. It kind of came out of the blue. Like the NHL trade deadline passed, and people think like that's it for the AHL. You can't make any more acquisitions, but the AHL deadline is a little bit past the NHL trade deadline, so they were able to get him from Syracuse, and him just being a local guy and having the resume that he has. It's just been awesome to see him gel with the team very quickly, and obviously coming up in big situations like Game 6.
And Brandon, before we let you go, are we going to see Jonathan Lekermacki in the final?
I sure hope so. I mean, this is a guy that can put the puck in the back of the net, and in playoff time, you need goals, right? So we'll see what happens here. Manny has switched the lineup pretty often. The first time he kept his lineup was in Game 6. The previous 5, it was a different looking lineup each time. Like the one thing about Manny is like he holds his players accountable. Just because you won a game, you should be comfortable that you think you're in the lineup the next one. So I would not be surprised if we saw him at some point in the Calder Cup Final. So this is such a good experience for him and his development and getting a look at a new team. Maybe there's something he can exploit here and there, and would love to see him get an opportunity. So we shall see.
This just in, we have a new supply of Donnie and Dolly hats. That's the best we can do in terms of payment, Brandon. So the hat is on its way, and we'll probably talk to you next week.
Hey, I will take it. Let's go. Thank you for that, Donnie. Yeah, let's do it. We'll talk when the Calder Cup Finals get underway.
Safe travels. Brandon, thanks for this. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, boys. Have a good one.